Hi, I'm Tim Barta. I'm a member of the R&D group in Austin, Texas, and I'm going to show you the unpackaging of the KingFisher Duo and the initial installation. So first of all, this has already been unpackaged and set up once, so we're just going to simulate the unpackaging. It comes in a box of this size. It's not that heavy. It's about 40-50 pounds at most. When unpackaging, it's quite simple. It's got some foam inserts to help secure the instrument. You take off the top insert first. You have a box that contains your consumables for testing, doing a test run on the instrument. Take that out. The instrument itself is about 35 pounds. The best way to remove it from the box is to slide your hand down on each side of the instrument. There's little pockets underneath there. Put your fingers underneath the instrument and lift using proper technique with a straight back. Just like so. At the bottom of the box, there's a small accessories box. This contains everything that you'll need to run the instrument and to set it up. The instrument comes in an anti-static plastic wrapping. In the manual, it expresses or recommends that you keep it within this plastic until it comes to room temperature to prevent any condensation. Once the instrument is to ambient temperature, remove your instrument from the plastic. Take your accessories box. It has everything in there. Power cord, the power supply adapter there. It has the magnetic heads both for the 24 well and the 96 well. It has the heating blocks for the elution strips, for the plates. The heating blocks for the plates. 24 well and 96 well. It has your USB cord for connecting your laptop to. It has a package with various documentation, the Bind It software, and your manuals. You also have your finger screws for the magnet head. There's two of them. It comes in this little package here. And like I mentioned before, you have a box that contains some consumables, both the 24 well and 96 well, to help you run an initial test to ensure that the installation is successful. The first step is to go to the back of the instrument and remove this transportation lock. It's very easy. I just remove this tape. Keep that tape. This transportation lock is easily unscrewed by turning counterclockwise with your fingers. If it's too tight though, you can use a screwdriver or a coin in that slot. Just turn counterclockwise until it pops out freely. It's spring loaded. It does not remove completely from the instrument. It's pretty obvious when it's become unlocked. The spring will push the screw completely out from the instrument. Very, very easy. Like I said, keep this in case you need to transport it again and reinstall the lock. Now we'll attach the power supply. Since we're in the United States, I'll grab the one that's appropriate for US and Japan. All your cords have a little twisty tie on them. I'll get my power supply. So it's two parts. Power cord into the power supply, like so. insert the power cord into the instrument on the back. If you're looking at the back, it's down in the lower left-hand corner. Then connect your power cord to an appropriate outlet. Now the instrument is supplied with power. We will start it up. Right here is the on-off button. I'm going to turn it on. It has a nice user interface screen, very intuitive. Buttons for pausing and rotating the plate tray table. You have a start button, a stop button. You have back and forth, up and down, and selection button. The check little green X in the middle. Like I mentioned earlier, we've already installed this instrument, so we've already named this one Sarge. So I'm just letting it boot up right now. And as you can see, since it was already installed, there is a script already loaded, so don't get confused if you don't see that on your instrument. What we want to do is put the head in first. What you do is select use the back arrow button. Takes you to this screen for where you'll find the maintenance protocols. Use your selection buttons here, go up or down, guide your highlight on the screen to your selection highlighter to the maintenance protocols, and then click select. This will bring you to the maintenance protocol screen. You want to change the magnet head. It's the first protocol in the list, and then hit select. Then click start. Now the instrument is moving the head into position to actually load the appropriate magnetic portion of the head. To do this, to actually gain access to the head back here, you need to undo these two thumb screws to drop down this shield. It's like a plexiglass shield. There's a thumb screw on the right and on the left. They're red colored. It's a little tight if you got big hands. It's a little cramped, but it works. These screws completely remove. This is what it looks like. Okay, so be careful that you don't lose them or drop them down into the instrument. The plexiglass shield simply drops down on a hinge. It does not remove. See how I dropped it down? Now the head is exposed. We take the appropriate head. We're going to install the 96 well, deep well head. It comes in this case. Be very careful with these heads. They are fragile. The magnets are. That's what it looks like. You have some threaded holes here on each end. It doesn't matter the orientation. You can put it in this way, or you can flip around, put it in that way, the orientation, as long as you're going down with the magnets. Simply carefully guide the magnetic head into, so it aligns with the holes on top of the head, the support here for the head. I don't know if you can see that. Once it's in there, take your finger screws for the magnetic head. Okay, remember, in a little bag, there's silver. There's two, one for each end to hold the head on. Remember the threaded holes that I showed you? You want to insert a screw into each one of those and turn clockwise until it's tight. It doesn't take a lot of force, just run them down and snug them up. Then there's one way in the back. There. Now the screen, once you've got that accomplished, the screen is prompting you to press the selection button, the green check mark, in order to continue once the head is placed into position and screwed and tightened down. You select that, now the head is going back to its storage position. Put your shield back up, install your two red thumb screws, one on each side. They are. Yeah. Remember, don't crank down on them. Just run them down until they're tight, and then just snug them. They'll stay in place. Okay, so the head's installed, the shield is back up in place. Now we can rotate the plate table or tray. So the reason why we want to do that is so we can install our heating block for the 96 well plate. We just put in the 96 well head, so we want to put in the matching heating blocks. There's two of them, one for each plate position. The installation is in this orientation. Your wells are to the right, and this sort of slope taper edge is to the left, going in toward the plate. This is going in to the orientation of seating where the row A would align to for your plate. It just snaps in. There's two pins on the bottom. Simply snaps into the two holes. Very easy. Goes in very smoothly. It comes out very smoothly. That's installation and removal. To get the other one into position, the easiest way is to rotate the table, selecting this rotation button. Same thing. Orientation, wells to the right, taper to the left. Two pins, align them with the holes, snaps into place. Very easy. That's literally the installation, the unpackaging, and the installation of the Duo, the KingFisher Duo. But for assurance that the instrument has been installed properly and it will function correctly, you need to do a check of the system. What we do want to go to is to check the 12 tip head. That's the one for the 96 well deep well plate. Select, use the selection buttons and go down to the 12 tip check, and then press select and press start. Now it's asking to load a plate having the 12 tip in row B. We'll take our provided consumables. These were already used for testing. We'll take our 12 tip comb, place it into row B on the 96 deep well plate. Orientate it in such a way that well A1 is to the right and back or rear. So I'm going to insert it like this. Place it right onto the plate position. It's very easy to install. There's no need to place your elution strip in there, but if you want, the elution strip goes right into the elution strip heating block. If you feel more comfortable demonstrating that, at this point that's not necessary. What we're checking for is just that the head's been installed correctly. Close the lid and then press continue. Press this green check, which is your selection button. The instrument will go through its motions, go down, pick up the tip comb, discard it and then swing the table back around, and it's prompting you on the screen to remove the plate. Lift up the door, remove the plate, remove the elution strip if you put it in, and then press continue. It simply ends the protocol. You would do the same thing with the 24 well, deep well magnet head, or the 6-tip magnetic head. You would do the same thing. You would repeat this whole procedure, uninstall the 12-tip head, and then reinstall the 6-tip head for the 24 well deep well plate, and run that test if you want to do that. It's up to you. And so I think we're good. Remember, awesome job.